What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be changing the oil pan on Bruzigo. As you guys remember, when I dropped the 5.3 in, it still had the truck oil pan and there's just not enough clearance. So I'll show you what we got. Alright, so I went to Jegs and picked up one of their hot rodder oil pans. It's pretty similar to the F-body oil pan. It's got a lot more clearance in the front and a shallower sump. It comes with the pickup tube, all of the hardware and small parts we're going to need, new nuts and bolts, and a new gasket. Unfortunately, it did not come with a dipstick tube, so I'm going to have to figure that part out. Alright, so let's get started and we'll get the 5.3 back out. Alright guys, so before I pull the engine, I'm going to go ahead and drain the oil. So I've got the impacts in the 15mm. Alright guys, so I got the oil draining. While we're doing that, we'll go ahead and prep the new oil pan, get everything installed on it. So let's get at it. We'll start by attaching the side cover that goes on top of the oil filter. We'll install that using the two grade 8 gold bolts in the kit. Next, I installed the oil filter threads. Alright guys, oil's drained. Got the motor mounts undone, the engine's lifted up. I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to take the engine all the way out. I'm just lifting it enough to switch everything out. So let's get on it and get these 10mm bolts out for the oil pan. Alright guys, the oil pan's off. Now we've got the 13mm nut in the back, and there's a 10mm nut where the pickup tube goes into the oil pump. We'll go ahead and take the pickup tube out. We got the pickup tube out. There's actually two 12mm bolts. There's the 10mm up here. There's a 12mm on the side. There's a 12mm on this pedestal you got to take out. Alright, we got the new pickup tube bolted on. Now let's go ahead and test fit the new oil pan. Alright guys, everything fit good with the test fit. I'm surprised I didn't have to do any trimming on the windage tray. A lot of the videos I've seen, you had to do that. So I've got the gasket on in place. We'll go ahead and put some RTV sealant on each four corners and get this pan put on. Alright guys, we got it all buttoned up. Steering rack's in. I'm not liking how close the steering rack is to the bottom of the oil pan, but once the engine's really where it's going to be, once we have the transmission in, if I have to make some adjustments on the steering rack or the engine mounts themselves, I will. That's going to do it for this time, guys. See you later.